Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Horror Flick Chicks podcast. Sandra, Sonia, and Angie are here, and uh we have another episode of our No Judgments. So, if you haven't seen them yet, No Judgments means that we each watch a couple movies that are pretty popular that we haven't seen at all, and we just have seen them for the first time, and we're going to talk about them. The point of this is supposedly not to judge each other on the movies that we probably should have seen, but we haven't. So
This these episodes always give me I'm like sweating right now.
these episodes are really fun.
Yeah.
We get to I think it's cool because we get to watch movies again that we've never seen before that are pretty popular. Most of them are
Yeah.
older movies, 70s, 80s, 90s
Kind
movies.
of like movies that, as self-proclaimed horror lovers and enthusiasts, we probably should have seen before.
Right.
And we, for whatever reason, we haven't.
Yes.
And possibly we have
Or
seen
cultish.
portions of this movie,
Yes.
but never actually saw the entirety of
Yes.
the film. So,
So
yeah.
yes. So right. So the movies that I have today are that's how it was for me. I've seen very little bits
Same.
and pieces of these movies throughout the
Same.
years,
Yep.
but I never sat down and fully watched them
I
from
don't want to hear no slack.
beginning to end,
No
which
judgments.
I did obviously for this.
Did we
So
ever
yes,
do one? I
the
think we
point
did
of this
one.
the point of this is not to judge each other on these, but we kind of end up doing it, especially with Angie because Angie hasn't seen a lot of stuff.
Excuse me.
It's true.
But
I'm a fraidy cat over the years, so horror has not been my jam all the time. Like, when I was a kid, sure, I sat in front of the TV and got to watch some stuff that I wasn't supposed to watch. But most of the time, my eyes were closed. Or, like, I ran to my sister's room or something like that. So, whatever.
but
I didn't
sometimes
watch a lot of these movies in its entirety, but I'm still a horror flick chick.
Of
oh yeah, of
course.
course.
I never said that you weren't.
But sometimes you guys will say, "Oh, okay, so this is the movie," and they say, and there's like, it's not so bad. It's not really
But I
whatever.
love it when one of y'all have a movie that I am astonished you have not seen. And that happens
Yeah,
often. So I love
That's true.
these episodes of ours. I think they're fun and I'm always so curious. So this is the first time we're hearing from each other also.
yeah,
Right.
This is the first time we know like what each other is going to share. So those are the surprises are always fun to me.
yes.
Yes. I agree.
All right, who's going first?
So, so okay, so my movies will probably be one of those that you may be astonished that I haven't seen. Oh.
I think it's funny too because there's been a few times in these episodes that Sonia and I watch the same movies that we've never seen.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I think there was at least once that there was we saw
There,
this
wa-
exact
it
same
was
movie.
it was like twice at least
Okay,
that we saw that we watched for the No Judgment episodes. We watched the same
same
movie
movie. Yeah.
that we
Okay.
had never seen before. So
Well,
let's see.
you are twins, twin brains.
I'm getting this feeling that at least one of them today will be the same one.
Me too.
Oh,
Okay,
oh
okay.
God. Let's
But
go.
we'll
All
see.
Let's
right.
go.
So the movies I saw
Wait, you're
are
gonna say both of them right away? Okay.
I am only because
Okay.
they are part of a franchise. It's a part one and part two. So I'm gonna
Oh,
say
okay.
them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay,
So
that makes sense.
let me just say,
Yours
Yours is
too.
a franchise.
no,
Stop
let me
it.
no, let me just
Oh,
say that they're not movies that I've saw because mine are not
Yours
franchise
are not.
movies.
Okay,
okay.
So
okay,
All right then.
okay, okay,
Very good.
okay.
So these movies are definitely horror classics from the 80s that I obviously know of, have known of them, have seen scenes and bits and pieces of this movie throughout the years, so I know of the movie. I can't say that I ever knew the exact premise of the movie, but I definitely know of the movie and
I'm excited.
that, okay?
These long
So,
intros kill me, guys.
well, we have to explain it to people because
No, I know
I
you.
don't
You're
want it to be
absolutely right,
like,
but I'm
well, this movie, I
eager.
never even heard of this movie, and but
I'm
apparently it's
eager.
popular, and
I
this.
know, no,
So I'm just putting it
we're
out
just
there
excited.
that
Like
I
buddy,
love horror
nobody.
movies, and this is just one of or two of the movies that I just never seen in its entirety.
Okay,
Okay,
tell us.
so the movies are The Howling and The Howling 2.
Ooh,
Oh,
Okay, so
those
okay,
are good ones.
again, I've never seen these movies from front to back. The Howling original, The Howling came out in 81
Yeah.
and it stars Dee Wallace, which I knew. And, obviously I know it's a werewolf movie. I just didn't know exactly what the premise was. So basically, Dee Wallace plays a news anchor and she had some kind of a traumatic event that happened like with a stalker or something, and she was trying to help the police trap this guy or catch this guy.
yeah,
And obviously the guy turned out to be this weirdo or whatever. Anyway, she was going to a therapy group or location, and it was a very secluded kind of retreat. And at this retreat, the residents, I don't know, the residents, I don't, it's a retreat, but people live there. It's like weird, but the
it's like
people that
it's a
are there,
community. It's a
yeah,
community.
like a community, right? Okay. The people that are there are werewolves, or
Yeah,
some of them are anyway, and they're werewolves, right? So that's what it is. I didn't know any of that.
yeah,
It's very, very, very super 80s, like
yeah.
grimy kind of. I don't remember if it was in New York, but I feel like it was like it looked like New York streets and when in the parts where they were actually in the like the city streets and stuff. Like it was
Hmm.
very like dark and like seedy kind of, you know?
Mm.
Hmm.
And they had so Dee Wallace is in this movie, but also Roger Corman was in the movie,
Yes,
which I didn't know. Have you guys seen this?
I've seen The Howling.
Okay.
So I have seen The Howling, but I don't have very good memory of it. So
Okay.
maybe this is
So I
a
saw The
perfect time.
Howling. I saw The Howling pretty recently, like in the last few
Oh,
years for the first time.
Okay.
yeah, I haven't
Um,
seen it um in many
I
years.
don't remember if
And
I mentioned it in one of the other no
I don't
judgments.
remember. I don't
Um,
remember.
but I definitely it was a new watch for me the last like few years.
Okay.
So
oh,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, you guys have seen a lot of the same movies, so I can imagine that it was something that was you just maybe saw in the last few years too. Sandra, I saw the Howling many years ago, and I knew that Dee Wallace was in
yeah.
it, but I have a very fuzzy memory of the premise. I did not see the Howling 2, so maybe
I
this is
didn't see The
also
Howling
like
2 either.
good. Maybe this is good for me to also just kind of go back to, but as I'm like looking it up, I see that because An American Werewolf in London is one of my favorite movies, and that was also in '81. So I didn't realize that the Howling came out the same year.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize that
And there's like
Interesting.
five Howling movies.
It was the
Yeah, there's
werewolf
a few of
year
them.
There's like
apparently.
five or six Howling movies too.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's
It's a
a
bunch.
few. Yeah.
There's definitely a few of them. But so I mean, I didn't think the movie was bad. I didn't think it was the best movie
Yeah,
ever
how did it
either.
stand up
I don't know.
in recent years?
I feel like people rank this movie as one of the top werewolf movies of all time, and I wouldn't put it there.
I agree.
Hmm.
I would it was okay. I thought it was okay. They had a killer werewolf transformation scene
Yeah,
in this movie, which is very famous and popular, but and that was like sick. So I really like that. But overall, it was okay. Like
I agree.
this is not, in my opinion, this is not a movie that I'm gonna keep going back to watch all the time.
Yeah.
So, but I'm happy that I saw it.
Yeah. That's the same thought I had when I watched it too. Like
Mhm.
it was okay. Like you watch it because it's like a classic and you're a
Yeah,
horror fan and it's a
yeah,
classic, so you watch it. But I
yeah,
had the same thought. I didn't, I wouldn't put it on a top favorite list.
yeah, exactly.
But I mean I don't know I don't know if I would call it cultish, but I would say that it is
I
pretty
would.
popular.
It's
I
definitely a
would
You would?
say
classic. It's
I
definitely a
would
classic.
I would say it's a
I
cult
guess
classic.
there were so many um you know movies that I guess so. It was a classic.
I
Yeah,
feel like there's a lot of other werewolf movies that I would rank above this one.
Like
yeah.
American Werewolf in London.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I would put
obviously
that
it's
one
not one.
above that
But
too.
there's so many other ones that I like. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of like the werewolf kind of
See,
genre,
I guess the
but
monster. Yeah,
but as far as, right, when you talk about like all the kind of monsters and stuff, but there's a lot of werewolf movies that I would think of first before the
yeah,
Howling. Like I'll probably name a bunch of them and somebody might say, "What about the Howling?" And I'll be like, "Oh, right, the Howling." Like I would
yeah, it would be an afterthought
it
for
would be
you.
but I
yes.
think before, like I would, before I saw this and I was asked a question like that, I probably wouldn't put the Howling on there because I hadn't seen it. So,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think possibly depending on how big your list is, like if someone asked for a top five list, like maybe I wouldn't put it down. But if somebody asked for a top 10 list, maybe I would have it somewhere in
maybe,
there. You know what I mean?
maybe.
But definitely not at the tip top.
No.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't put it. But so The Howling 2 came out in 86.
Hmm.
So it's called The Howling 2, Your Sister is a Werewolf. It was very, I thought it was a lot more campy than the
Whose
first
sister
two.
is a werewolf in the second one?
Yeah. So apparently in the second one, Christopher Lee is in it,
Oh.
which was I had no idea. And
Oh, right. Yes, he is. Yes. Yes.
so the second one is this guy, and he's looking for his sister, which I believe is the Wallace. Because in the first one she turned,
Right.
I believe that's it. If I
Oh,
remember
okay.
correctly. Anyway, he's he's they go to the and Christopher Lee is kind of like this werewolf killer or tracker or something, and he's like going out to try and get these werewolves and
Like Van Helsing?
yeah, kind of, not as dramatic, but yeah, I guess that's a better way to
Okay.
describe it. And they go off to I don't even know where, somewhere in Europe. Him, the brother of the girl, and Christopher Lee and this other girl go, and they trying to find, like, there's a what do you call it? She's like the queen of the werewolves or something. I don't know.
Oh.
And she has this kind of werewolf cult, and she's like, turning people and all this thing. It's very like sexual, and like you know how vampire movies, it's a lot of vampire movies are like sexual, like with the
Yeah.
it's this one
A
is kind
lot
of
of
like
the
that.
werewolf movies are sexualized.
But this one, I don't know,
Really bad?
the ones that I think it's not overly, I guess, but the werewolf movies that I think of that I really like don't have this much like sex in it. It's mostly like it's just werewolves like tearing people apart and people transforming and turning and things like that. It's not like because they're trying to like mate, you
Right.
know? Like
Yeah.
this one was like it's like a lair and basically like the head werewolf is dressed in leather and stuff and S&M looking. Like it
It's a werewolf orgy.
yeah,
Ah!
no, and there's one.
It's a werewolf orgy.
Yeah, yeah.
No!
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my God!
And
What's the name of this
I was
it's a
going
werewolf
to.
it's a werewolf orgy in a way, but it's not like they're werewolves. It's the people. It's before they
As when
transform
they're humans.
as human. But it's in this layer and wherever they are and stuff. And anyway,
movie?
and that's the movie. So it was a lot more like campy and like out there and extreme. The second one was. So I didn't like it as
Okay.
much as the first one. I thought the first one I liked it better, even though I
Yeah.
just thought it was like okay, but yeah. So
Okay.
that's that.
Hmm.
Solid. I think those are solid.
And if you want to,
Those are
and
solid.
I saw them on Prime, by the way, because they're on Prime. So if you guys
Oh,
want
right.
to
Oh, yes.
check it out,
That's good.
you can watch them on Prime. That's that.
Solid, solid, no judgments.
Very good. Those were
I like
very
them. I
good.
like it. And I
And
also
the
like that you didn't have the same movies that I did.
I
yeah, because
know.
now you have something to talk
Now I
about.
have
Not
something to talk
Um,
about. Let's hear what you have to say.
um, and yeah, it's really great to watch like a movie and its sequel, just to kind of like
Yeah,
when you watch it back to back, it's like it keeps it
It's
fresh
fun
in
when
your
you watch
mind.
something like that, like back
yeah,
to back, when you
yeah.
haven't, especially when you haven't seen them before. That's
Because I
cool.
know
All
the
right.
second one is also pretty popular, so I figured let me just
Yeah, it is.
like bang them both out and watch them, and that's it. So that's what I did.
Good, good picks. Good picks.
Very good picks.
So I have two movies that are really different. Um, Again, like most of the things, I know the basic like premise of these movies. I've seen clips here and there of them. I obviously have heard about them, but I never watched it from beginning to end. So, the first one I watched is from 1985. The Stuff.
Oh, I thought you saw that.
Mm. I never watched the whole thing.
I don't
Oh,
know what that
The
is.
Stuff. Okay, so this was the
can't get
first
enough of the stuff.
of the stuff. Yes. So
I saw that a while
There's a
ago.
song. I love that.
can't get enough of the stuff.
Uh-huh.
So, basically, I mean, this to me, this movie starts off really gross. This old man is in this like this quarry, like a rock quarry, it looks like, and he sees this white it looks kind of like marshmallow fluff, and it's like bubbling out of the ground. And what does he decide to do? Put his hand in it and taste it.
Oh God.
Like what? This is how the movie.
Oh, I'm looking up the poster and I do remember this.
Yeah, I'm like, this is what, like, what? You don't even know what this is.
I
And
haven't
he
seen this
takes,
movie in a long time. I'm gonna have to watch it again because
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna have to watch
remember
this
some of
one.
it, but I don't remember the whole
and
thing.
he
I
and
gotta
he
watch
takes,
it again.
oh, this is good. And he keeps saying, oh, this is good. That we can sell this and make a pretty. And then the movie goes on, and this thing they call it the stuff, and they package it, and it becomes this like like a worldwide phenomenon, and people love it. They have commercials and they have stuff. Everybody knows about the stuff. It has big displays in the supermarkets and whatever. And the stuff is actually like an alien like organism. And it's like
Oh.
people are eating it, and then it's like coming out of them, and it's like killing these people. It's a crazy 80s,
Yeah,
like
it's real like
it's very 80s. It's very like I wouldn't say, I don't think campy is the right word,
it's
but it's
not.
definitely very 80s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, it has some pretty like
Poster is
recognizable,
really good, I have to say.
yeah. It has
The
very
movie
it has
poster.
some very recognizable like actors. Paul Sorvino is in it.
Yeah.
Um,
Garrett
Everett
Morris.
Morris is in
Right.
it. Chocolate Charlie, Chocolate Chip Charlie, or whatever his name is.
Chocolate Chip
Yes.
Charlie.
Um, and if you're a girl that grew up in the 80s and you know the Bloom Brothers, they were in it too. Swoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good, like a fun story, and how it got from like bubbling up in the ground, and the whole story about it being sold and people loving it, and then these other people trying to like find out, they're investigating what's going on with it, and then once they find out, they're trying to stop it and stuff. It's like a whole, it's a crazy movie, but I liked it. I thought it was a fun movie. If this is definitely a fun 80s movie, if you love 80s horror movies, like, you have to watch this if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. That's a fun. I liked it too. I like that movie too. I
Yeah.
definitely have to rewatch it again.
It's like,
I feel
if you
like it's
like
a
if you
different
like
type of
the
movie that they than what was coming out at that time.
right. The premise is not the same, but it has kind of like the same feeling like the blob, because the
Hmm.
fluff is like the blob, and
Yeah.
it is kind of growing, and it's
Yeah.
consuming
I can see
people and
that.
stuff like that. So definitely a fun watch. I had fun with it. So
Yeah.
um
Cool.
the other movie I watched, I decided to watch this
Wait,
one.
is the stuff is on Shutter, right? Is it on Shutter?
I don't know, but I watched it on Tubi.
You watched it on
Oh.
Tubi.
I watched it on
Okay.
Tubi.
Okay. Okay.
And this my second movie I also watched on Tubi.
Okay.
And actually decided to watch this one, besides the fact that I haven't seen it before, but I also decided to watch it because this year they're coming out with the remake, and it's Ice Cream Man from 1995.
Oh,
I
Um,
also have not seen this movie.
I have not.
yeah. So this one's on Tubi too. It's from 19.
Those are good. Oh, you stumped us.
Yeah, that was
So this
pretty
is
good.
from
I
19.
honestly, I don't think I even knew that the new
I'm
Ice Cream Man
very
movie was a
unhappy
remake.
right now. Just kidding.
Well, it's not a remake, it's a reimagining.
Okay.
That's how they're
Oh.
saying it.
Oh, all right. I didn't know. I
But
didn't even know that,
yeah,
but okay,
yeah.
that's cool.
So Ice Cream Man from 1995.
Mhm.
First off, I didn't realize this was a 90s movie. I thought this was an 80s movie, but it was from 1995.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Because of the
And
way it looked, or
I don't know. I just
It
always,
might also be because I mean, I'm sorry, but the 90s are still kind of fresh in our memories, and maybe if
well,
you hadn't seen it,
that, I
it's not
guess
like a standout for you
I
from the
guess that's
90s.
part of it, but I just always had it in my head that this was like an 80s movie. I don't know why. It was just in my head like that. And so anyway, it stars Clint Howard, and he's Ice Cream Man. And
oh, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Now I know what you. Yep, yep.
yeah, and he's like, as a kid, he's put in this psych ward, and he gets out as an adult, and his thing is just that he wants to make like people happy and kids happy. So he gets his ice cream truck, and he starts like selling ice cream, but then, people messing with him and things like that. So what does he do? He starts mixing in people with the ice cream and serving it. It's pretty
Ooh.
gross. Pretty
Ooh.
gross.
I honestly
Wait,
now
is
that
it
you,
gory?
Yeah.
Is it
yeah,
gory? It's
now that you
gory.
say this, now that you're talking about it, I'm thinking that I have seen this, but it's just been a long time, and I honestly don't remember it. But yeah, with Clint Howard. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
He
And
plays
then
the
they had
ice.
the poster with the guy with the ice cream cone, and and the cone ice cream is the guy's
Looks
head,
like a man's person's face. Yes,
face and
I
stuff.
do know the movie poster. I know the movie
Yeah.
poster too. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
And
yeah.
remember
that guy is played by David Norton
Jordan
from
from
American
American
Werewolf in
Werewolf in
London.
London. Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So
Okay.
another notable actress in this movie is Olivia Hussey, which I did not know that she was in this movie.
Oh.
She plays the nurse that took care of Clint Howard's character in the hospital and also takes care of him when he's out. He lives with her. Um,
Oh.
so I thought that was pretty interesting too, that she was in this movie. But yeah, he's basically like this friendly guy, but he's messed up in the head, right? So people keep messing with him, and then he starts killing them, and he starts putting them in his ice cream and serving it to people. People eating ice creams and rolling eyeballs in their mouths and stuff.
Ew! Oh God! Just as we begin the ice cream truck season. Ah, why'd you do that to
I
me? I got
have
out of
to
the
watch
subway the
this
other day and
again.
I was like, do I?
So I saw it's on Tubi. So I
Okay.
watched it.
Oh,
So
I
yeah,
have to
so
watch it.
the Eli Roth directed Ice Cream Man is coming out in August.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Yeah.
so I was reading up on
Yeah.
that too because I heard it was like kind of a remake of this the Clint Howard one, but it does say online it's not a direct remake, but it's more of a reimagining of the cult classic Ice Cream Man from 1995.
Yeah. I gotta watch.
Uh, so
I gotta watch it again.
interesting.
I wonder if
so
Clint Howard's
so
gonna
yeah,
I'm
be.
gonna
I
watch
I
think.
it.
I
now that I
wonder if
saw
Clint
this
Howard's gonna
one,
be in it.
well, that's my thought now because now I'm thinking, wouldn't it be cool if he made an appearance in the new one? Which I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah, if you
if he
brought him
Hmm.
back.
pops up, even if it's like a quick little
Cameo.
cameo.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised. So I was already looking forward to seeing this movie because Eli Roth and I love
Yeah.
Eli Roth, but
Yeah.
I have a strong feeling that he is gonna pop up in this movie at somewhere background, like sitting at a table somewhere or
Yeah.
Yeah.
ordering an ice cream or something. I don't know,
Yeah. It
but
has to
I'm looking
be.
forward to that. So yeah, this was also a fun one. Pretty, a little cheesy, corny at times and stuff, but overall, it was a pretty fun movie.
Watch.
And
Yeah.
both of these movies, The Stuff and Ice Cream Man, I saw on Tubi. If you guys haven't seen it, you can check it out.
Cool.
So,
Those are good
That's
ones.
really good.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. Okay, I guess I go next, right? You don't have another one, right?
nope.
I'm like, carry on. I'll just listen on this episode. Okay, so I have two very different movies as well. Um, so we have been talking a little bit about Dario Argento in our podcast interviews, which, if you guys have not seen, make sure you catch our interviews on our Flick Chicks podcast. And so we have been talking about Suspiria and Dario Argento movies, Italian horror movies, and I realized that I haven't really actually watched much Dario Argento movies. So I caught, in English, it's called The Cat O' Nine Tails. In Italian, it's called Il Gatto a Nove Code. And it's from 1971. It's in Italian, Gallo. I think that's how you pronounce it. Gallo. So it's thriller, it's horror, it's kind of like who done it sort of film. It is one of Argento's animal trilogies, and this is the middle one. So the first one was A Bird with a Crystal Plumage, and then it's The Cat O' Nine Tails in English, and the next one is Four Flies on Gray Velvet. So I will say the thing about this trilogy, I caught the middle one, and I know you guys can imagine why I picked this one. So obviously, I was like, oh, I want to watch a movie about, like it. I was like, ooh, like, the first things I think about are like Pet Cemetery, like, cat people, like, what could this be about, right? So I tried my best not to read too much into it. So I started the movie. I unfortunately, so fortunately, I caught it on Tubi. Thank you, Tubi.
Okay.
Amazing. The one thing that I will say, I don't know if it's just this way all the time, but it was not in its original language, so I watched it dubbed in English,
Okay.
Okay.
um, which I never really like to do, but I kept like trying to fiddle with the settings, and Tubi, I just want to say, like, put things in its whatever the native
Have the
language is.
option at
Um,
least.
yeah, just to have
Yeah.
the option because I prefer it that way, even though I don't speak Italian. But it just to me, I prefer to read the translation. But anyway, basically, it's unfortunately it is not at all about cats. It's about like it's about like a former blind journalist who becomes blind. He's a news reporter and he's investigating a break-in in a research lab. Sorry, yes, Raji, yes,
You're
in a
talking about
research
cats and he's
lab.
going crazy.
I know.
Yeah, Raj is like,
No
yeah,
cats.
so come here. Sorry, guys. Um, anyway, so it was a burglary. It was like a scientist connected with it, and another journalist gets involved. So now the journalist that's on the case um, ends up meeting the elder blind journalist, and he's like, hey, like, I've been hearing things, and so like he's kind of helping him dig deeper into the story. So it's really like kind of like a who done it, an elaborate like murder
Like a
sequence.
murder mystery kind of.
Yeah, like a murder mystery. Just kind of thinking about psychological tensions and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so yeah, the title actually refers metaphorically to many tales or leads in a mystery. It didn't actually have anything to do with cats. And here in my notes, I wrote boo.
I was gonna say, I'm sure you're disappointed about that.
I was very disappointed. Um, anyway, the historical context of the Gaio films, ranges like, it's obviously like Argento is very well known and well loved. I will say that I don't think I really loved this film. So, like, when I did look it up on Rotten Tomatoes after the fact, I realized that actually it's not one of his more famous movies. However, or his like highly liked movies. So there's that. But the one really interesting, great thing was it's composed by the legendary composer Ennio Morricone, and I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that too. But anyway, it's like super. He also did The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Cinema Paradiso, La Cage aux Folles, like all these top-notch movies, right? So yeah, that was the one I watched. I was really like intrigued to watch some more Dario Argento movies. Um, and yeah, so that was my first one.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
I actually watched a couple, but I'm gonna save some for the next No Judgments. I'll
Well,
have to make
I
sure.
tell you right now, I never even heard of this. So
Me either.
Okay. See, I knew it. I knew it. Um, yeah, and my other notes say, yeah, disappointed there were no cats and it was a little too long. So, those were my okay. So now back to the United States, unfortunately. Um, oh, I loved the 70s outfits and stuff. I have to say that.
oh,
That was
okay.
terrific. The looks were fantastic. So, back to the States. Yeah. So, a cult movie that
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I have to admit, I pretend that I've seen it because I have seen bits and pieces of it. I mean, pretend is a harsh word, but like,
Just say it.
I just kind of, sometimes I just kind of go with the flow of a conversation. Um, and so this movie came out in 2009,
Oh,
and it is called Jennifer's Body.
okay.
And so
Wow.
Jennifer's Body, I had never actually seen. Um, it's on Netflix. So I did catch it on Netflix. Thank you to Netflix. So it's directed by Karen Kusama and written by Diablo
Cody.
Cody, who did, what did he do? He did
Juno.
something else.
She did.
Juno.
Juno. Yes, thank you. Yes. So those classic, and I love Juno.
Yeah.
And it features Megan Fox and Amy Seinfeld. So it's like a teen
Amanda
slash.
Seyfried. Yeah.
Amanda Seyfried.
Amanda Seyfried.
Seyfried.
Sorry. Um, so it's like a teen slasher, and it became a cult classic. It became like this like dark comedy, feminist, queer,
Yeah.
culty movie. And yeah, so I just watched it, guys. I'm sorry.
What did you
Um,
think of it?
it I thought, okay, so I have to say that when I first started it, I almost stopped it because I really kind of, I didn't like it. I was literally thinking to myself, why do people like this film? Like, I didn't like the scene where like they take away Jennifer Megan Fox into like the van or whatever during that scene in the
With
beginning.
the rock?
Um, yeah, it just felt like it was gonna be about to be. It was about to be like an essay thing, and
Yeah.
I just was like not into it. I was like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna like this. Um, so basically, but of course, at the feminist part comes out where we see her showing up later on, completely like she looked terrible. She basically destroyed these guys, right? And now we see her like just looking like beautiful and normal again, and needy. Funny that her name is Needy. I was like, oh God, like they're gonna make, the second girl like the nerdy needy girl, and I don't know. I was kind of like not feeling it at first, but then I was like, you learn all the strengths of each character, and then you're like, oh, this is really dope. So, I will say that I did like it. I didn't like, well, it keeps it interesting for the toxic friendship drama,
Hmm.
which is kind of weird, right? And then, just kind of like it's commentary on beauty and standards and all that stuff. Keeps it interesting. You're like, give me a break, like this is bullshit. And anyway, so I will say, I kind of, so I did like it. I will say that, if I gave it, if I get out of 5 skulls today, I probably would give it 4 skulls. So I gave it a chance, and I really liked it, and I would watch it again. Um,
I really like
but
Jennifer's
yeah,
Body.
I love
like
Jennifer's Body.
I guess I
I
was
do.
like under a rock for a while. I never watched
I've
it.
always liked that
Uh,
movie.
Yeah. That's a good one.
yeah. So, and I
Diablo
read.
Cody also wrote Lisa Frankenstein.
Yes, right.
Oh, and that's yeah.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Right.
I read that Megan Fox said that the movie was kind of misunderstood, which I guess it was at the time, and that it wasn't given like the accolades that it was due.
Right.
And I guess like more of the critics like agreed later on and figured that it deserved better. So I think it made this sort of comeback with like a late, I don't know,
Yeah.
I feel like
millennials.
that happens
And
with a lot of horror movies, though.
yeah. Also interesting. Jennifer's Body. The title references to a whole song, which is really cool. So yeah, like I like these little like references that came out of it. So I liked it, and I watched it.
That
So
was a good
now,
one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was a good one. Yes.
yeah.
I guess I'm a little surprised that you haven't seen it, but not really. Like, you know,
What's that supposed to mean?
like like part of me is surprised. Part of me feel like you probably would have saw that already, but then I was like, well, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I think all of us had really good picks.
Yeah,
I like that they
Yeah.
were all different,
yeah. They're
different
all different.
movies and different like types of,
Yeah,
types of horror movies and stuff. So, different from different like subgenres and things. So it was
yeah,
good. And this was great. I love this.
Yeah.
yeah,
Very
If
good.
there's any of these movies that you guys haven't watched, I suggest that you watch them and then you can comment and let us know what your thoughts are on them. If there's any no if there's any movies that you feel like you would be judged because you've never seen it before, let us know. We'd love to
yeah. We
hear
want to know.
your we want to hear your no judgments movies.
And maybe it'll be one of
And maybe
ours.
it'll be one of ours. You can go back to our old episodes and see the other ones that we had we had just recently watched for those episodes and see if there's any ones that you might judge us on or maybe ones that you're like, oh, I haven't seen that one either. So, we love doing these episodes. I love the No Judgment episodes. These are
Yeah,
always so fun. Thank you guys again for watching these videos and supporting us. This is the Horror Flick Chicks. This is the Horror Flick Chicks podcast, and we are here on YouTube. Make sure you like this video and subscribe. Horror Flick Chicks on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on all our
Yummy.
socials as well. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and TikTok, Horror Flick Chicks. We also have this podcast, Horror Flick Chicks podcast, streaming on several audio platforms. So you can catch us on any of the places that you love to listen to podcasts. We're on all of them. Um, Thank you so much again for watching, and we hope to see you next time. Until then, this is Sandra, Sonia, and Angie of the Flick Chicks signing out.
Tongue twister.
Peace, love, and horror.
Yes. Meow.
Bye.
Meow. Cat O' Nine Tails is not about cats.
That's the end.